So thank you everyone for being here. We're super excited about this topic and to share all these amazing tips and strategies and everything with you about the customer service satisfaction and that you can implement in your company so you can give an extra value to your client. So let's start with this webinar that it's named Level Up Your Customer Service Satisfaction by Hiring Virtual Assistants. So welcome everyone. We have with us our amazing girls from the customer success team and our Chief Experience Officer. She's Eli, she's from Argentina, and she will be sharing with us all her experience in this area. Also with Gabby, and she's our Customer Success Director. So as you can see, both are from our internal team. So we will be sharing with you some tips that here in Virtual Latinos, as a completely remote company, we implement to have this customer satisfaction experience. So let's start. I leave you in great hands. So the stage is yours, girl.
Thank you, Kathy. Thank you so much for all of our attendees for being here. It's really a pleasure to have you here. As Kathy said, I am Maria Elisa. I am the Chief Experience Officer, which goes by CXO at Virtual Latinos. We are very, very happy to have you today. So to get started with the webinar, I will share with you that customer satisfaction is critical for the success of any business. However, providing excellent customer service can be time-consuming and challenging, and this is where virtual assistants come in. We are true believers of the power of outsourcing and hiring people remotely to help small businesses scale up their businesses. So we want to share with you our tips and tricks on how virtual assistants can help you achieve great customer satisfaction. So yeah, thank you. Let's get started. I will share with you the topics that we're going to cover in today's webinar, which is basically we're going to start by the importance of customer service on business growth. This is key for every business, an online business, physical business, in-house business, every type of office, whether it's remote or in-house, definitely needs to have a solid customer service team to be able to scale up their business. So this is how we're going to start the webinar. Then we have the challenges of providing excellent customer service remotely. Even though we're true believers of remote work, we're also very, very conscious of its challenges. So we're going to share with you our tips on how we had overcome those. Then the third topic is measuring and monitoring customer satisfaction. There's ways in which you can measure how satisfied your customers are. So we're going to share some of those with you. Then we're gonna share how we could empower and engage customer success in remote teams. This is a key factor for succeeding in any virtual environment. So this is one of our favorite topics of today's webinar. And as a bonus, we're gonna share with you some 5 lessons of Disney's magical customer experience. So as you may know, Disney is a leader in the industry and a great example on a company in general. So we're going to share their tips and tricks for customer service experience. So yeah, let's get started. Great. So the first topic that we are going to cover is the importance of customer service on business growth. We try to ensure customer service. We are sure that customer service satisfaction truly pays off. It makes your company grow, not only in revenue by saving costs, but also acquiring new clients and building a better brand reputation. So we are true believers of this. We would also like to share with you that ensuring customer satisfaction not only drives revenue growth, but also yields cost savings, facilitates client acquisition, and builds a strong brand reputation. So definitely satisfied customers are more likely to become loyal patterns, to become your partners, to recommend the company to others, contribute to a stable revenue stream. So by delivering exceptional customer service, businesses can attract new clients, reduce customer churn, and minimize cost escalations. So definitely having a solid customer service strategy and team in place is key for succeeding. And moreover, a reputation for outstanding service enhances brand trustworthiness and acts as a competitive advantage. So definitely, absolutely, investing in customer satisfaction yields long-term benefits that will fuel the business growth and success of any type of company. And now I will share some stats with you. Actually, this is a survey that was published a couple months ago, actually, by surveycade.com, which is the importance of customer satisfaction. And what it says is that getting a new customer is between 5 to 25 times more expensive than retaining an existing one. So this is why customer satisfaction is key, and loyalty as well. And every company needs to have great customer service in place to assure those. Then this survey, that's very interesting, by the way, also says that a 5% increase in customer retention equals more than a 25% increase in profit. So it's always great, depending on independently of the type of company that you have, whether it's a service or a product that you're selling. Definitely increasing the customer retention will increase your profit. So that's always good for any kind of business. And also, as the last stat that I can share with you of why customer service and satisfaction is so important is that 43% of customers would pay more for a better convenience. So this is actually very, very interesting, because you could actually be increasing your profit if you have a better customer service team and service in place. So yes, this is super thought for everybody to consider implementing these ideas as strategies and building the remote customer service teams that will scale your business.
Awesome. So now my turn, and a pleasure to be here. And thank you so much, everyone, for your time and for listening. My name is Gabby, as Katia said, and I'm the Customer Success Director. And at the moment, I'm going to start with the importance of customer service on business growth. So we're going to be talking about 5 points, and I'll tell you which one is my favorite. But the first one is drive customer loyalty. So this one is going to, by having a great customer service and a positive customer service, we're going to foster internal customer loyalty. We're going to also increase repeated business, and it's going to contribute to long-term growth. That's what we're all aiming for, right? So that's the first one. The second one can be encouraging repeat upselling and cross-selling. So this one is going to help us by having a positive and great customer service, attract new customers. There's also going to be this word of mouth and referral, since we're going to have a very good base of customers that are happy with our services. And it's going to, as it says right there, that it's going to help us expand our customer base. In the same way, it's going to boost our customer acquisition. It's going to attract new customers. And there's also, with what I said, this mouth to mouth. And now let's move with the expand customer base. Now, the following one is driving purchase decision, which is going to also help us influence customers' purchase decisions. It's also going to convert prospect into buyers, and it's also going to drive revenue and business growth. And now, with my favorite one, this is helping stand out from the crowd. As you're going to have a great customer service and a positive experience for your customers that are going to make them come back to you and select you as your service or as the product they want to purchase, is that it's going to set your business apart from competitors. It's going to differentiate your products and your services in the market, and it's going to enhance brand reputation and visibility. So that's the factor that is going to differentiate you from others on a positive level. And that's why it's my favorite. And if you help me, Kathy, can you move to the following slide so we can continue? And the next one. Correct, that one. Thank you so much. So now with the second topic that Maria-Lisa sharing in the agenda is the challenges of providing excellent customer service remotely. Being a 100% remote company, for sure, we have had some challenges in the past, and we're constantly learning from those challenges. And today we're going to be sharing with you some of those tips, some of those secrets that we have learned that have shown us how to tackle those challenges. And that is by having an organizational culture and working so that our VAs can provide you with the level of professional services you need. So the first challenge is effective communication. And I don't think this is just for remote. It also happens in-house. But as we're talking about a remote environment, we're going to be focusing on the remote environment. So the first one can be that you can experience delays in communication, misinterpretation of messages, that you're not conveying the tone and emotion that you're looking for in those communications, and that you're having those written communication limitations. And how can you tackle those challenges? So the first one is that by hiring a virtual assistant, in this case, with Virtual Latinos, you will have a similar time zone availability for a seamless communications between your customers, and in this case, your VA that will be assisting you. In the same way, we have VAs that are bilingual and fluent in English and either Spanish or Portuguese. There's also many platforms for communication. There's a diversity that you can select from. And in this path, either our department can assist you with that, with selecting the best communication tool, either it's for calling, for emails. And we're talking about choosing Telegram or WhatsApp as immediate communications, if you prefer to use Slack, if you're more of a G Suite person for emails, or if you're more inclined to Microsoft or using Teams. So it's going to also depend on what you're looking for, but that's why in this case, our customer success department is there to support you. And by having custom communication for effective support and personalized and efficient customer support also from our end, you can, in this case, we can assist you. But by having a virtual assistant and by hiring a virtual assistant, they can assist you with the step with your customers directly. This is the first challenge. Now let's go to the second one. So we're talking about technology. We can experience connectivity issues. That's just part of the remote world. And also accessing customer information remotely. That's something that we're always asked about by our customers, how we can assist them with relying this information through their virtual assistants. And also how can we learn new communication tools. And we have found some ways to tackle those issues. And the first thing is that concerning the connectivity issues, we perform an internet speed test check. So all of our VAs need to meet a minimal requirement of internet that is going to help with those connectivity issues. And they also have many backup plans to avoid those issues in the long run while working with you. In the same way, as I shared before, we have our customer success department, and you will have a personalized person that is going to assist you from the moment you start your working relationship with your VA until the moment that whatever happens either ends or continues to grow in the many, many years that is to come. They're there to hear, to listen to you, to assist you with tips and ideas, to intervene if you need them to intervene. And also they can share any constant effective communication tools that you need to assist you within this process. So those are some ways that you can tackle those challenges that might come up. And also your VAs have that knowledge in mind. And if they don't have it, they're going to contact us in that way. So there's the way that we can help you by hiring a virtual assistant through us.
Great, Gabby. Thank you. Those were actually very interesting challenges, and your input is great. I would like to share with other great audience another challenge that we have, which is the lack of physical presence. Sometimes working remotely, of course, is ideal for all the benefits that we've shared before. However, we are conscious that sometimes, and because we were used to work mostly physically, especially before COVID, there might be some challenges within these barriers. So we'd like to share those challenges with you. The first one would be interpreting nonverbal cues. The second one will be building rapport remotely. The third one would be providing physical assistance. The fourth one would be limited personal connections. This is personally my least favorite one, but it is what it is. And the last one is overcoming trust barriers. So how we could overcome these challenges, how we suggest we overcome these challenges, we could do it in many different ways, but there are some little secrets that we've discovered along the way that may help you with this. So the first one for surpassing the barrier of the physical presence is using video conferencing for visual communication. Currently, we're on Zoom, but there is many other online tools that you may use for video conferencing. So it's definitely very important that you engage one-on-one with your team using one of these tools, because it doesn't have to be all day long. But definitely setting up video conferencing meetings will definitely help you engage with your team and overpass that physical barrier presence. Then maintaining regular and constant communication, that is definitely key. I believe that when working remotely, it's better to over communicate sometimes, because the lack of communication might lead to misunderstandings and to communication barriers that we don't want. We want effective processes, communication, and deliveries. So being on the same page is essential when working remotely, and that is that could be avoided. I mean, many misunderstandings could be avoided by having clear communication. So then another tip that we have is actively listening and engaging with empathy, because there might be some misinterpretation of messages in an online environment. So we need to make sure to be actively listening and engaging with our team. Then something that will help your team get up to speed, and that is something that we're strong believers of, is having internal training material in place. Because usually when we work at a physical office, we get to see how people work and learn from them, or have one-on-ones on hands training. However, for working remotely, it's super essential that you come up with a training plan in place when your virtual assistants start working with you, and also along the way as the processes get updated. It's essential for you to have guidelines, SOPs, written procedures for you to basically make sure that your virtual assistants are going to be accommodating to your necessities, to your procedures, and to your expectations. So having online training material is definitely essential for this. Also, I would suggest that creating a friendly and warm virtual environment is essential. I know that depending on the type of role, we might not interact as much with our virtual assistants at some point, depending on the role that they develop. However, it's important that we do try to find those spaces, moments, and also initiatives to create a friendly and warm virtual environment to be able to connect with our teams. Then establishing clear expectations and transparent communication is also essential. As I said at the beginning, when working remotely is always essential to have clear communication, and also it'll avoid issues, or it'll just help you scale your business faster. Then delivering high quality work constantly. Actually, I believe that when we work remotely, we have the added benefit that we're mostly working from an isolated space, especially the virtual assistants from Virtual Latinos are asked to be working from isolated spaces. So we could be more concentrated on what we need to do. Chatting at the office is very cool. However, I personally believe that working at an isolated space could deliver higher quality work results. So this is why it's important. And also the last tip that I'll share with you is that providing references and testimonials from satisfied clients will help with this lack of physical presence. Okay, so thank you, Kathy. Then also another challenge that we've seen is maybe time zone differences. The challenges that might happen with a remote team on this matter are round-the-clock support challenges, response time delays, scheduling difficulties, and coordination across time zones. That is definitely a huge factor of when working remotely. However, we do have some solutions at Virtual Latinos for this. All of our assistants from Virtual Latinos are available in the same time zone as our clients, which are basically located in the US and Canada. And all of our virtual assistants are located in Latin America. So that means that they, despite of where they are in the 19 different countries that we're located, they will be almost in the same time zone as our clients. So that's definitely a key benefit of outsourcing virtual assistants from your same time zone. That also ensures prompt time responses, not only from their end, but from your end as well, because you will be working on the same schedule. Then it's also important to have still flexible schedule for diverse needs, especially when working remotely, even though we do ask and encourage our virtual assistants to accommodate to the fixed schedule of our clients within the time zone that they're working. Sometimes working remotely could provide this space for flexible scheduling, so that's also something to consider. And then the last tip that I would give on this is efficient coordination across multiple time zones. You might have teams in different time zones, and that is totally fine. However, there needs to be some systems in place to avoid time delays within this time zone discrepancies. So I'm sure that if definitely your company needs to have remote workers in different time zones for different reasons, that should be totally fine. However, there should be systems in place to avoid that these barriers affect your business. Great, thank you.
Sorry, I was muted. So now let me continue with another challenge that we can see often, and is team collaboration. So working remotely, you might be thinking, how can I coordinate efforts remotely? How can I be consistent with my services standards? What collaboration tools should I use to maximize productivity? And how, if we're not in the same office, how can I build that team culture remotely? And also, how can we have like those hands-on meetings or those one-on-one checkups, all those regular virtual team meetings. And in the same way as we have shared in the past, we have noticed some ways that we can tackle those challenges by hiring a virtual assistant through us. And one of the first things is having like that constant communication. And for that, you can, as we have said in the past, for effective communication, as this is a two-way path. So you have to find the best tool that it works for both of you. And this way, if you're hiring a virtual assistant, of course, to communicate promptly and effectively, we're trying to convey. And also when you're working in a project and when you're collaborating with your team, there are some tools that you can use so that you can work remotely, but be in the same page. And those can be project management tools. So for example, you can use Infinity, or you can also use Trello if you're just starting. There are many project management tools or also CRMs that can assist you collaborating remotely. In the same way, one of the best things, or the first things that you could do is also set clear expectations, guidelines, goals, and objectives from the start, as this is also going to help the person that is on the other end to know how to excel those expectations and what you're expecting from them. And as I was saying before, collaboration tools are key. And I think I just gave you some tips and some tools that you can be using in your day-to-day work. If you have other ones that are working for you, that's perfect. But if you don't know how to tackle that challenge, that is a way how you can do it. Also, as we were talking about team building and culture, that can be a hard one. And as we were saying, Virtual Latinos is 100% remote, and our team has virtual team meetings, and that's something you can also implement depending on what you're looking for. It can be a bi-weekly team meeting that you're going through with all your team members to discuss their projects or to give updates or to ask for feedback. So those spaces that you're going to have with your teammates that can also happen remotely, can happen through Zoom, as we're having here this webinar, or you can also use Google Meet if it works for you. Those are good spaces for that team collaboration and to start building that team culture too. And now with our last challenge is cultural and lingual differences. So we were saying that in this way, you can be sensitive to cultural nuances if there's that difference between culture and language. Language support remotely can be also a hardship, and cultural competency training, multilingual support options, multicultural teams, and tailored communication approaches. And how can you tackle or approach those challenges? We have that for you too. By hiring a virtual assistant, in this case through us, as Marilisa was saying, we're very close in time zone. We are in this way, we're like very near each other, as our customers are mostly from US and Canada. So we're all very close by us being from Latin America. So you can have that effective cross-cultural communication between each other. Concerning also the language, all of our VAs are bilingual, and also there's a minimum requirement for them to be part of our community, that is the C1 English level. So all of them meet that requirement. So if you're hesitant about that, you can also take that in mind. And you're also you're not just going to have multilingual teammates, you're also going to have multicultural remote teams. And that's something fantastic that's going to bring value also to your peers and to your day-to-day work. And you're also going to be cultivating a diverse and collaborative team environment. And you're also going to be helping build that culture within your company. Also a good thing that is, I think it's very important to be part, it's also part of effective communication, is active listening. It's not just going to help you with cultural and lingual differences, it's also going to help you with all of the challenges that we have shared in the past, because by active listening, you can really understand what your team is needing, what your company is needing. So that's a key factor for every single one of the challenges we have shared. And those will be the tips concerning the challenges. Now, moving on to our third point from our webinar is measuring and monitoring customer satisfaction. So measuring and monitoring customer satisfaction is critical for any growing business. This is very important to understand how your customers are feeling with your brand, with your products, and with your services. And it's also going to help you discover how well your company's products and services are meeting your client expectations. So we have 4 keys that we're going to be sharing with you today on how you can do it, on how can you measure and monitor that customer satisfaction. So the first one will be CSAT surveys. So these are short surveys that measure satisfaction at the end of the transaction, either if it's a product or a service. And it's surveys that are, it could have questions related to how satisfied are you with the product? And this is in relation to the customer that is answering that question. And the responses ranges go from very satisfied to very unsatisfied. And in the page, in the slide, you can see an example of how this would look like. So that's the question, as we were saying, how satisfied are you with our product? And there are a bunch of smiley faces. So the one that has like that red angry face would be the very unsatisfied. And the one with the I heart emojis will be the very satisfied. So that's one of the ways you can measure customer satisfaction. The second one would be Net Promoter Score surveys, NPS. This one will help you determine customer promoters, detractors, or passives. And it's also going to ask that customer the likelihood of them promoting your brand, your business, or product on a scale from 1 to 10. And by asking them if they will promote your brand or your product, you're also measuring if the customer advocacy and loyalty to you as a customer and to your brand and to your products. So a question that you could ask, as the example shows, is how likely are you to recommend our product to your friends or colleagues? And the smiley faces will work as the range from 1 to 10 scale. So that's the second metric you could use, the Net Promoter Score surveys. And the ones we have discussed until this point and the following are quantitative measures. Then we're going to discuss a qualitative measure too. But before we go to that, we have the Customer Effort Score, CES surveys. So this one is going to measure ease of use of a product or service. It's also going to reflect the customer, the effort that they are giving to an issue that is being resolved, a request fulfilled, a product purchase or return, or a question answered to you as the company, as the brand. So by doing this, you're going to measure an ease of finding information and ease of issue resolution. And you could have an example too that is shown in the slide is the company made it easy for me to handle my issues. And based on that, you can also have a range of answers that could be a strongly agree or strongly disagree. So that's also going to help you understand what is the effort that they gave to those requests. And the last one would be qualitative customer satisfaction metrics. So as I was saying, we were discussing the quantitative metrics that you could use, but you can combine the qualitative with the quantitative research for a comprehensive understanding. So maybe you could use the advisory groups for buyer insights, and you can do this via interviews or via focus groups. So you can gather all that feedback that is going to help you grow or help you really, as an active listener, understand where you can improve or what can you do to have that loyalty of those customers. And as you know, it's going to help you gain insight into buyer motives and behaviors. So it's also going to help you, well, have a positive experience for your customers and level up your customer service. So that's concerning the measuring and monitoring customer satisfaction. We could move to the following point.
Thank you, Gabby. Thank you so much for sharing all of those insights on how we could measure customer satisfaction. So I'm going to move forward to the next point, which is empowering and engaging customer service in remote teams. We're gonna start with the first way in which we could empower and engage our teams, which is with clear communication. There are some three main topics that I'd like to address for clear communication. The first one is fostering open and transparent communication channels. I believe this will definitely create an atmosphere that encourages honest and open dialogue. This is for remote teams to be able to feel comfortable expressing their thoughts, their ideas, their concerns without fear of judgment. So definitely fostering an open and transparent environment when working remotely is essential, not only remotely, but also in a physical office. I believe that that's essential for any job. Then utilize collaboration tools and regular check-ins. This will leverage technology and collaboration platforms to facilitate seamless communication and also teamwork among remote team members. So this is while scheduling regular check-ins to ensure alignment, provide support, and maintain productivity. This is definitely essential to use these tools. And one thing that virtual assistants can do with you, actually virtual assistants are tech savvy, and they can definitely assist you with tips on how to implement these tools for regular check-ins. And all of our VAs in Virtual Latinos require using one of those tools. So that's definitely something that we can help you with. Then also for clear communication, it's important to share updates and address concerns promptly. I know that sometimes working remotely, this might especially be challenging because we can't approach somebody immediately as we would do in the office. However, establishing a practice of a timely and consistent communication, sharing important updates, progress reports, or addressing any concerns or issues raised by the remote team that you may have promptly will foster trust and engage within the team. So it's definitely essential to be attentive to your team, to be providing guidance and assisting them with their various needs. Then the second topic for empowering our remote teams is essentially empowerment and autonomy. Definitely trusting remote team members to make decisions, empowering your team and have faith in remote team members to exercise their decision-making abilities will definitely help your team to be better in what they do. Also, fostering autonomy and responsibility in their roles is essential so they can succeed and so your company can succeed as well. Then my second advice would be to encourage creativity and innovation in problem solving. So promoting a culture that values like out of the box thinking, and encourages remote team members to approach challenges with creative solutions and ideas will definitely enhance this area of your remote team. And the last one is fostering a sense of ownership and accountability. So when working remotely, it's essential to have very well-defined roles as well as the accountability that those works imply. Because cultivating an environment where remote team members feel a strong sense of ownership over their work and are accountable for their actions will help them be more independent in what they do, and then that translates into more efficiency when working remotely. So definitely driving motivation and commitment to achieving shared goals is essential in this matter. And the more your team feels empowered to be able to share their deliveries and their capacities when working remotely, the better results you'll have. So this is my 2 cents on this matter. Following the next topic is continuous training and development. So this is essential when working remotely because the remote work environment is constantly changing and we all need to adapt to its demands and various needs. So I would encourage for your team to have lifelong learning. This will encourage your VAs to adopt the mindset of continuous learning and personal growth. Your VAs and any other employees that you might have in your remote team or your in-house team. This will also provide resources and opportunities for them to expand their knowledge and their skills. It could be workshops, seminars, online courses, professional development programs, anything that you could think of. Sharing these tools with your team will definitely enhance their skill set and also at the end provide you with a better service in general and your clients as well. This will also translate into customer satisfaction because the better your team is trained, the better service that they'll provide. So that definitely lifelong learning is something that we encourage our clients to foster within their teams. Then also it's a skill enhancement, which is basically identifying key skills required for each role within the organization. And as I said before, it's essential to also design training programs to develop and enhance those skills. So whether it's working remotely or in-house, it's essential to have this skill enhancement programs in place. This could include, depending on the role, technical skills, leadership skills, communication skills, soft skills, problem-solving skills, and much more. It's definitely depending on the role. But by enhancing the skill set of your team, whether it's for customer service or any other position within your company, will definitely help you with your company's growth. The last one for this topic is the regular feedback and coaching. I would say that implementing a culture of regular feedback and coaching, where managers and supervisors provide constructive feedback and guidance to help employees improve with their performance is definitely very important when working remotely. And this can be done through regular performance evaluations, one-on-one meetings. Here at Virtual Latinos, we're a huge believer in one-on-one meetings to be able to provide our teams with clear expectations on what their delivery should be. And also, as I said at the beginning, to be on the same page. It could also, this regular feedback and coaching could be done through mentorship programs, coaching sessions. It all depends on your team's needs, but it's definitely a very valuable resource to scale up your business. And then the last advice on this matter is recognition and awards for your remote team to keep them motivated. So some of the good practices that we've implemented at Virtual Latinos is implementing recognition programs for exceptional performance, establishing a structured system that rewards and recognizes remote team members who constantly demonstrate outstanding performance. That is something that will definitely help your team a lot, help them to keep motivated to keep delivering those results in the remote work environment and to indirectly be providing a better service to your clients. Also, I think it's important to appreciate and acknowledge remote team members' efforts. If you take the time to express gratitude and recognize the hard work, the dedication, and the contributions of the remote team members, definitely it will ensure that they feel valued and recognized by you or whoever their manager is. So that's definitely very important also to keep your team engaged. And also the last one is offering incentives to motivate and inspire continued excellence. If you provide tangible incentives such as bonuses, professional development opportunities, perks, whatever you could think of to actually recognize your team's efforts, will make them excel in their work and be more focused as well. So creating a motivational environment that encourages your team will deliver into ongoing high performance. So that's definitely something that we implement for the internal team and that we encourage our clients to do. And then to wrap up for this matter, it's important to build team building activities. When working remotely, as I said, there are many barriers, and for you to engage with your team, it's great to organize team building activities. By planning and executing engaging virtual activities such as events, one-on-one meetings, as I said, remote team meetings. It'll basically create a positive team culture. So I think that is essential for you to engage with your team as often as possible. This will also promote stronger connections, which will facilitate opportunities for remote team members to connect on a personal level. Getting to know your team on a personal level, I believe, is very important. Because at the office, we could be constantly having social interactions, coffee chats, but all of this can be done remotely. So you could have virtual coffee chats, social interactions, or even team bonding exercises to create this work culture within your remote team. And then finally, promoting collaboration and a sense of belonging will encourage collaborative work environment, definitely, because through virtual collaboration tools, regular communication, and inclusive decision making, you will foster a sense of belonging and collective ownership among other team members. So that's definitely another piece of advice that we could give you, and that we make sure to also translate to our VAs. And then something that is essential for your team to be able to excel on what they do is providing performance, like monitoring performance and providing constant feedback. It's super important. So as I've been said throughout all this webinar, to be on the same page. So you could implement performance monitoring systems by establishing effective systems and tools to track and evaluate the team performance. Will definitely help you understand the quality of their work. And also related to the topic of the webinar, which is customer satisfaction, ensuring that your customer service team has very specific performance monitoring systems in place will make you make sure that they're delivering the best service to their clients. So this not only applies to the customer service teams, it applies to all teams within the companies, but definitely implementing performance monitoring systems is essential for your team to be as effective as they could be. And then we also need to be conscious that we all have our learning curves. So providing regular feedback for improvement is definitely also essential for creating a rich feedback environment, and also to help them identify their strengths, their weaknesses as well. And at the end, for them to be more open with you in this remote work environment, and also for you to be provided guidance to enhance their performance. No, I think that is very essential. And then setting clear performance goals and expectations. It's also very important for remote teams because it ensures alignment with the organizational objectives that you may have, and also creates a clear roadmap for success. So definitely the expectations, being on the same page and being super upfront with the expectations that you have with your remote team is essential for this matter. And then we're going to share with you some lessons from Disney's magical customer experience. As you know, Disney is well known for their exceptional customer service, and there are some valuable lessons to be learned from their approach. Disney prioritizes personalized experiences, recognizing that every guest is unique. So in different levels, they tailor their services and interactions with their clients, with their audiences, to be able to set their standards very high in all of the services that they provide. So yeah, we will share with you these 5 lessons to help you get some inspiration for your business. So the lessons that we have are empowering your employees. Then the second one is creating a customer-centric culture. Then is build a relationship with your clients. Then we have design meticulous customer service standards. We know they have high standards. provide excellent training, and go above and beyond. So basically, to summarize these 5 great advices that Disney has provided to us is that to create exceptional customer service, empower your employees, and also granting their autonomy in decision making will foster a customer-centric culture that will strive and understand to meet the customer expectations. Basically, at the end, building strong relationships with the clients from a solid and reliable team will help your team to actively listen, apologize, address issues with your clients, being as upfront and honest as possible with the customer service that they provide. Also by hiring and training your team, they will create you will be creating energetic employees who will be delivering very great customer satisfaction results. And encouraging them to go above and beyond will exceed the expectations and reward exceptional efforts, fostering a culture of excellence and translating it into customer satisfaction. So that is some pieces of advices that Disney provides to us. And then we will share with you how Virtual Latinos actually guarantees a high quality customer service satisfaction. So we do have some unique differentiators within our business that definitely ensure the customer satisfaction from our clients. So to foster both internal and external customer loyalty, it is crucial to establish a unique protocol. So that the first added value that we have for our clients is that we have a unique protocol satisfaction for internal and external customers, which is basically a custom-made service throughout all the journey when you're hiring a virtual assistant. Then we create a great onboarding experience, both for our clients and VAs, to make sure that we provide them with the necessary tools to be working remotely, also for them to be understanding our systems and to be able to be on track for working together as much time as possible. We enhance and pursue for long-term working relationships. So by creating onboarding experience, definitely we will make sure to achieve that. Then one of our top added values is that our team has dedicated customer success agents, both for our clients and our VAs, that are always present and that will provide you with personalized service. When you hire a VA from Virtual Latinos, you'll have a main point of contact, which basically acts as your HR go-to person that will address any topics or any concerns that you might have with your VAs. Then also being present for internal and external customers, it's definitely helping us foster long-term relationships. So we try to be present along all of their journey, before they hire and after they hire. We definitely believe that it's essential to be there for our clients at all stages of the process. So that is something that we ensure to do. And then we are also conscious, as I said throughout this webinar, that working remotely might have some challenges. So our team is there ensuring conflict resolution as well. We are conscious that there might be some issues, unexpected issues that might arise when working remotely. So we mediate conflicts peacefully, fairly, and nurture strong working relationships between our clients and our VAs. So basically at Virtual Latinos, you have a team that is always present for you and that is providing you added value throughout your journey as a client hiring a virtual assistant through us. So this is how we ensure our customer satisfaction, being there for our clients, listening their concerns, addressing their concerns promptly, and also providing personalized service and listening to their feedback is also essential. We do appreciate a lot the constructive feedback that our clients provide to us. And actually, most of the projects that we're working on have been based on client feedback. So we are always a super open company in acknowledging client feedback, and that translates into client satisfaction. You could also implement that within your company. Thank you. Gabi, would you like to share the next topic?
I would. Yeah, for sure. So thank you, Ellie, for all the information you have shared. And last but not least, I'm going to talk about how to elevate customer service satisfaction in your company with Virtual Latinos. So the first topic would be increase efficiency. So virtual assistants can optimize customer support, enabling your team to focus on core activities. We know that as business owners, you have a lot on your plate. So then you might need some help to continue working on what you need to do. So having a virtual assistant that can assist you through that and we're here for you can be key to your business. In the same way, cost saving, it's for cost saving. So hiring a VA is cost effective since you will be only paying for actual work hours. And one of the things we have discussed throughout the whole webinar is the same time zone. I think that's one of the keys that differentiates us in the market, and is that we offer VAs that are aligned with you, with your time zones. Mostly, as we were saying, we're focused on our customers that are in the US and that are in Europe, in Canada. So we're in, as we our VAs and ourselves in Latin America, we're very close to you in that time zone. So you'll be enhancing communication, flexibility, and collaboration. In the same way, multilingual support. Bilingual VAs, as we said, we offer bilingual VAs that are efficient in English, proficient and very fluent, and also they are fluent in either Spanish or Portuguese. So bilingual VAs cater to diverse customers, improving satisfaction and communication. So as an example, you might be a company that you have different customers that are either Spanish speakers and English speakers, and you have that Spanish speaker sector that you cannot attend to. So by having a bilingual assistant, you can cater to that area of your business, and you'll be meeting and fulfilling one area that maybe you were thinking about how to handle and how to tackle that challenge. So that's one of the ways that we can assist you with. In the same way, expertise and MBLs. RVAs go through a detailed pre-vetted process. So they possess a specialized knowledge in various areas, ensuring top-notch support. But this is going to depend on what you need. So depending on your needs and what you're looking to hire, I know that we're focused in this webinar in customer service, but it's going to depend because you might not be looking to hire a person in customer service, but in another area. So if that's what you're looking for, maybe we can assist you and you can contact us for that purpose. And for that, we have VAs that have a great expertise and skills. And moving on with other ways is in streamlining processes. So VA streamline process operations by resolving customer issues promptly, but they can do all of this and all that I'm sharing based on your training, based on your guidance, based on what you're looking for, your expectations, your objectives. So that's why it's very important to have that effective communication and clear communication. Also, you can increase customer satisfaction. Dedicated VAs provide personalized services, and they can increase overall satisfaction by what we have shared during all the webinar. In the same way, we have seamless communication as one of the keys, as we can handle calls, emails, and social media seamlessly based on the tone you're also looking to convey, because not all the communication can be the same. It depends on what you're looking for as a business owner, as a brand, because as you know, each brand has their identity. So that's also going to influence that seamless communication. Lastly, we have flexible hiring, as we have various options that are available to meet your specific business needs. That's what I was sharing. We have very qualified VAs with very good skills that are going to adapt to what you're needing, to what you're looking to hire for your business, and also going to help you boost business success with a sectional service by qualified VAs that are going to contribute to that success. And last but not least, this is one of my favorite points, is long-term relationships. Effective communication fosters lasting connections with customers and your company. One of the things that we're looking for all the time is to foster a long-term relationship between you and our virtual assistants. By doing this, you can continue to work together for a very, very long time, and they also can be part of that experience for your customers and be part of that great service that you're offering. So that's how we can assist you too. And that was the last topic that we're going to cover today. And just to wrap up what we have shared today, Kathy, if you can continue to the next slide, please, is our conclusion. Based on our experience, and well, what we have shared today is based on our experience and also in different sources that we did some research for you. Satisfying customers is key for all of the businesses. And as I was saying, and as Marilisa was saying, based on our experiences, gathering feedback and collecting that feedback is important and to your business growth, to have those meaningful conversations by making that customer satisfaction the priority for you, and truly active listening. As we were saying, you have to listen to their needs and what you're looking for. You can secure a long-term success and build those strong relationships. And as we have been saying, that's what we're looking for, to have those long-term and strong relationships. We know that this can be a time-consuming process, can be a bit challenging, but that's what we're here for, and that's why our virtual assistants are here for. So they can take this process off your plate and take it to the next level and help you elevate your company. So just what we have to say is thank you so much for being here, for listening, for watching us. And we're just going to go to a brief section to answer your questions and provide you some answers so we can continue. So thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much, Gabi. I will volunteer to ask one of the questions that arise, which is how the virtual assistants handle workload management and prioritize tasks in a remote work scenario. So usually virtual assistants use task management tools for this purpose. They can, as I said, use task management tools or project management software to keep track of tasks, deadlines, priorities. These are very visual and easy tools to use. One of the most common ones that we recommend is Trello, which goes by Trello. Trello is a free online tool that has visual dashboards for your assistants to organize their tasks and prioritize. So yeah, that is one of the ways that they can do.
Awesome. I'm going to answer one of the other questions here. How the virtual assistants handle communication and maintain regular contact in a remote work arrangement. So one of the first things you would need to do is to determine a communication tool that you would like to use. So that's one of the key or the highlights of that point. So you can do some research depending on what you're needing. And also you will have, if you decide to hire with us and continue that process, as Marilisa was sharing, you will have a personalized CSA that can provide you with some insight, some research on what tools you could use that could be beneficial to you. But some examples can be Telegram and WhatsApp for instant communication. WhatsApp is very popular in Latin America. I know that in the States, not so much, but here almost everyone uses it. Then you can have also Slack. That's also a tool that is used more in a work environment. Same with Teams from Microsoft. There are also some companies that want for their VAs to have their company number. So there are some VoIP phone systems that you can use and that we can give you some ideas to use so that they can also pick up calls, answer, send messages as if they were directly in your office. Also for email can be Gmail or like the G Suite, or if you're more of a Microsoft person, Outlook or go to Microsoft. It's going to depend on your needs and what you're looking for. But I would say that finding a communication tool is essential, and also setting up constant meetings, either if it's bi-weekly, weekly, and short meetings so that you can be in constant communication. And it's not just two computers in two different countries, but you can also get to know that person that is on the other end.
Thank you so much, Gabi. There's another question here that I'll be answering, which is, what are the cost savings and financial advantages of hiring a virtual assistant in a remote work setup? That is actually an amazing question. By hiring a virtual assistant from Virtual Latinos, first of all, there are not recruitment fees, so that is a great advantage. You will only be paying for the initially agreed hourly rate that you hire your VA for the amount of hours that you hire your VAs per week. So of course, that is very convenient for cost saving. You'll reduce overhead costs because you won't need them to be at a physical office space. They have their own equipment and supplies, their own internet connection. They do take care of that. So it's overall reduced overhead costs. Then, as I said, you only pay for the hours that they work for, the hours that we arrange initially and that they work for. Also, you by working remotely, you could access to diverse skill sets. So virtual assistants usually possess a wide spectrum of different skills that can help you enhance your team. So that definitely is a great option to go to, because they're not only more affordable than hiring someone in-house, but they're also very qualified and can assist you helping your team's growth. So that is those are the advantages, monetarily speaking, when hiring a virtual assistant. You can save up to 70% of what you'll save hiring somebody in-house by outsourcing people remotely. So our rates start as low as $8 an hour. That is something to consider. We do have 3 different tiers within Virtual Latinos, which could be the entry level, the mid-level, and the expert level. Our entry-level VAs are qualified between $8 to $10 an hour. Then we do have our mid-level range, which is between $11 to $15 an hour. And then we have our expert level VAs, which are VAs very qualified with many years of work experience. They usually have master's degrees. Even some of them have PhDs, between $15 to $20 an hour. So as you may see, it's very affordable, way more than hiring in-house. So yeah, it's definitely something worth exploring.
Awesome, Ellie. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We will sadly wrap up. We would love to answer all of the questions, but sadly we ran out of time. So just to provide you again with another piece of advice, if you consider that a virtual assistant is right for you, or you're interested in learning more, you could book a 15-minute free call. That will be part of the initial free consultation that we will provide to you to get to know your business, your needs, and see if you're interested in outsourcing a virtual assistant from Virtual Latinos. So for booking a call, I will share with you the link in our chat so you can go to, but it's basically www, I'm gonna type it here in the chat, is join.virtuallatinos.com/VL call. Okay, so if you'd like to book a call with one of our consultants, please free to do so through the link that I just shared with you. And yes, definitely, as I said at the beginning, thank you for your time, for being here, for being interested in our services. The webinar was more focused on sharing with you some tips and tricks on how customer satisfaction can leverage your business, but it's always good to share our tips and resources. And again, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, everyone, for being here. It was a blast to have you. So thank you so much. If you have any questions too, I think you can send us an email to success@virtuallatinos, and we'll be happy to help you, or to redirect you to the right person. But thank you so much.
Thank you.